Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. It's your boy Troy. Today's day is Thursday currently, June the 22nd. That third finger almost came up inadvertently. But nevertheless, your boy's in Miami. I am in Miami. This is the first night of me being in Miami. And as you can see over there, we got a new time research called In the Rough. So yes, I was granted the Global Go Fest ticket, so I got this. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Play with your buddy 5 times, open 5 gifts, make 10 great throws, power up 10 rock or fairy type Pokemon, and catch 25 different species of Pokemon. We're going to be working on this throughout this weekend. I'm not going to say we're going to complete it all this weekend, but we are going to start it this weekend while I'm in Miami. So there you go. That's the setup for this video. Let's go. So we got a lot to talk about here. Believe it or not, it's actually now Monday, June the 26th. And originally I'm supposed to be on a plane right now, heading back home. But pretty much almost all the flights to Miami were canceled. So we had to stay here for another day, and we booked a flight for a Tuesday. But nevertheless, I still got a video to present to you guys here on Monday. So as you can see, this is PokemonGoHub.net. As this loud truck is leaving me, this is PokemonGoHub.net. So we are looking at the new lineup for the Team Go Rocket leaders now, and I'm gonna explain to you guys what counters to use to go against them. First off, we got good old Rifey. Basically, she's gonna start off with the Geodude, which now can be shiny, the Shadow Geodude. That's gonna be her first one that she's gonna use. After that, it's gonna be either a Steelix, Gardevoir, or a Sableye. 2 of those 3 are tough choices to go up against, rather. And then the third one will either be the Howdoons, Gyarados, or the Victory Bell. Gyarados would be tough to deal with. Victory Bell would do a lot of damage, because it's always do it, you know, with the attacks and all that jazz. So what Pokemon Go Hub recommends that you use against this is Swampert, Tyranitar, and Dragonite. Now, I'm not sure about Dragonite, but the other 2 kind of make sense. So I got a Rifey right here from the balloon, so we're gonna go ahead and use my Rocket Radar. Now, the party that I'm using for her is Swampert, Togekiss, and Darkrai. Now you're probably wondering, why am I rolling with these 3? Well, here's the reason. So Swampert would do quick damage against the Geodude and the Steelix and the Houndoom. So really, Swampert could sweep her entire squad right here. Now the Togekiss will be in case I gotta deal with the Sableye, maybe the Victory Bell because of that poison typing, but also the Charm will do a lot of damage against the Gyarados, and of course it got Ancient Power, which might do damage against the Gyarados as well. So there's that, and then of course I think I should be super effective against the Houndoom with the Charm. And then in Victory Bell he do have Flamethrower as well, so there you go with that. And then with the Darkrai, that's strictly for the Gardevoir. So that's for the Gardevoir, and I want to say that's possibly it. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do this battle right here. I done the battle, we pre-recorded already, but since I got a balloon here and I got a bunch of Team Go Rocket radars, I figured why not just do one live right here for you guys. So there's the Geodude, and of course we want to make her use her shields immediately, so we're gonna go ahead and get off a Hydro Cannon. Don't use any buttons or bubbles rather, because she's just going to use a shield on it. And then there's the first shield right there, and then she's gonna sit still for a few seconds, and then we're gonna get another Hydro off. Again, don't use the bubbles. Why? Because she's gonna use her second and final shield, and then I don't think we got enough to farm her, so we're just gonna get a Hydro off as soon as possible. Oh, wait a minute, no, I changed that back. So she's gonna use her charge move on me. I'm gonna shield this, and then we can actually use, you know, get some more energy. Rock Tomb don't do much damage. Oh, but she did lower my attack. Okay, so we're now gonna use Hydro Cannon, you know, just so we can save some health. And then we lost some attack stats as well because of that debuff. So there's that. Boom, the Geodude's down. Who's next? and it is the Saber Eye. So in this case, we're gonna bring in the Togekiss, and look at that damage we're doing against the Saber Eye. So this is wonderful right here. And actually, my Togekiss does not have ancient power, so I apologize for that. I should have went with the other one, the one that had the highest CP, but this is fine. And there's the Gyarados. And actually, this is perfect because of my charm, my fairy move rather, which is Dazzling Gleam. It won't be super effective, but it should do a lot of damage against the Gyarados right here. So we're gonna see if we can, okay, it won't knock it out, but it did lower its health, obviously. So there's that, and then she's gonna use her second charge move. We are going to shield this, and then she's just gonna sit there with her Gyarados for about like, what, 2 seconds? And then we should be able to charm this thing. Oh, my defense went down. But anywho, we're gonna charm this thing down to defeat. Now, I'll be honest, out of all the 3 leaders, Rifey's the one that I'm looking forward to the most because I already got a Shadow Shiny Aerodactyl that Clip currently have right now, and Apom, I'm sick of Apom. But, I mean, it's a Shadow Shiny, so eventually, once I get the Shadow Shiny Geodude, hopefully right now, then I will focus on the Shadow Shiny Apom. And then I pretty much done with Team Go Rocket until the next thing. And this is not shiny, unfortunately. Weather boosted, no less. 472 CP. We're gonna go ahead and quick capture this, and this should be a catch. 1, 2, and 3. We got it. So we got Rifey down. Now I got Cliff and Arlo pre-recorded already, so we're gonna go over those battles. Unless that's some interesting IVs. I'm gonna hang on to that for the time being. Unless I can find them nearby or something like that. Let me see. There's 2 that way, and then there's 1 for that way. I'm not sure if I want to walk all the way down there in this heat just for it to be Rifey again, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. So I'm just going to give you all the pre-recorded battles. So yeah, let's go. So found some shade, and we now gonna go over all those counters here. So let's scroll on down. So remember, you're gonna lead off with the Apom, which now can be shiny. The shiny Shadow Apom is now in the game. So you're gonna lead off with that, and then after that, we're gonna be dealing with either Alakazam, Miss Magius, or Sharpedo. Okay, the Sharpedo, easy stuff right there. And then you're gonna finish off with either Scizor, Snorlax, or Magnezone. Now what they recommend are these 3 Pokemon right here: Machamp, Tyranitar, and Chandelure. Okay, 2 out of those 3 make sense in the form of Tyranitar and Chandelure. The Machamp not so much because their mindset is trying to do as much damage as you can, as opposed to being strategic with it rather, and saying get rid of the shields. So instead, I'm rolling with Lucario, you know, Chandelure and Tyranitar. So Lucario with that power punch will do the damage here. And then, of course, after that, we got the Chandelure. Now, my Chandelure, if I can find this thing, CHA, my Chandelure has Hex as a crit move, and then Shadow Ball and Flame Charge. And, of course, the Tyranitar, I got Bite, Punch, and Stone Edge. It made me sense it correctly. So, matter of fact, yes, there it is right there. So, why not go with these 3? Well, because again, let's look at Lucario. Lucario with the Power Punch will get the shields out the way real quick, and it's going to be super effective against Apom, which is normal type, so we straight there. And again, Lucario will be super effective against Sharpedo, and it will be super effective against Magnezone and Snorlax right there. Right off the bat, that Power Punch, boosting those attacks, making the opponent pause because you're using the charge moves for like every 2 seconds per charge move or per switch. So that's going to be useful. That's really strategic right there, if I do say so myself. Now, in terms of the, what's the next thing, Chandelure? Okay, I can see that with the ghost moves against the Alakazam, against the Miss Magius. Even though the Alakazam will pack a punch, it won't be super effective, but it still will pack a punch nevertheless. And then, of course, it got the flamethrower or the flame burst, whatever the fire move is, for the Scizor. So there you go with that. And then the Tyranitar with the Bite and Crunch. Bite against Alakazam, Miss Magius, and that's pretty much it. Like, you know, and maybe the Stone Edge for the Sharpedo, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. So there's that. So that's why I went with that squad right there. Now, as you can see over here, we're gonna have the battle popping up. So this battle took place yesterday. This one in the clip one did as well. So Lucario against the Apom as expected. So watch this. Again, this ain't live right here. This is pre-recorded. So here we go, leading off with the cricket type move, which is a fighting type, and we're doing a lot of damage already. So I was not paying attention. I will admit I was walking back from a boat tour, but you should have used the power punch immediately once you got the opportunity. So power punch went off. He gonna shield. I get the boost, and he gonna stand still, and then we knock it out. So who we gonna bring out next? He brought out the Sharpedo. Easy peasy. So power punch right off the bat. And you remember, he was standing still for like 2 seconds since he brought out a new Pokemon. So there you go with that. Power punch goes up. He used the second shield. I get another boost, and then we should be able to farm this thing down. And we did. I tried to use the power punch, but would not been the right move. Last Pokemon is a Scizor. So what I did here was a power punch. Although I did do another battle with Arlo, and I went with Shadow Ball, and I did a lot more damage than this, but it's fine. So got the power punch. I tried to get one more. Then I'm like, you know what? Let's bring in the Chandelure. And even though I have Hex, which is not super effective against the Scizor, Scizor ain't super effective against Chandelure. So I just built up until I got the fire move off right here. So I just went all out. Now I think it was raining here, which is why I didn't get the excellent here. Flame charge went off nevertheless, and we won. Pretty easy battle, if I do say so myself. So that's why I went with this lineup right here. Now, in case you're wondering, did I get the shiny Shadow Apom? And the answer to that is right here. I did not, unfortunately. So eventually I caught the thing and we kept it moving. So speaking of keeping it moving, we got one more battle to talk about. No, that's not true. 2 more battles to talk about. And then there's an update on a time research that I forgot to mention as well. So let's go. So we now got the 3rd team leader to talk about, and that would be Cliff. So let's see what Pokemon Go Hub had to say about Cliff, as you can see over here. So we're gonna scroll down. Remember, he's gonna lead off with the Shadow Aerodactyl. So this is, I think, the 2nd time that Cliff has the Shadow Aerodactyl, because I already got one. So I'll show you that in a second. So he's gonna lead off with that. Then the second Pokemon will be either Shadow King, Galade, or Credilli. And after that, it will either be Tyranitar, Mammoth's or Dusknoir. So out of the 3, I want to say Arlo would probably be the hardest one out of the 3, but Cliff would be in close second. So what do they recommend here? They recommending Lucario, Tyranitar, and Togekiss. So let's see what I got. I got Lucario, Togekiss, and Machamp. And you're probably wondering, why do I have 2 fighters? So let's take a look at these 2 real quick. Obviously Lucario, because we want those shields gone, get them out the way real quick. So there you go with that. Togekiss, which is what they recommended. So let's take a look at Togekiss real quick. Which one did I use actually? This one. This one had Flamethrower and Ancient Power. And of course Charm as a quick attack move. If we were to look back at what they are bringing in for Cliff. So the Togekiss would be good against Galade. It would be good against maybe, well, it will be good against Dusknoir. So it would be good against those 2. And it's a bit of a risk, but it would be good against Mammoth's if your Togekiss have Ancient Power. If you don't have Ancient Power, or maybe Flamethrower. So mines have both of them. If you don't have either one of those moves, don't be bringing in against Mammoth's. You know, try to switch it out, whatever the case may be. And also, it could be good against Shadow King with the Charm, with the Fairy move as well. So there's that. Now, in terms of the Machamp, you probably want to ride the Machamp. So here's my strategy. I want the Lucario to get the shields out the way real quick, and then I will switch and bring in either the Togekiss or the Machamp. The Machamp must have Payback and Rock Slide, or the Rock move, wherever the Machamp can learn. So the Rock Slide would be good against the Aerodactyl and the Mammoth's. While the Payback would be good against Galade and Dusknoir. and even Shadow King, even though that's a bit of a stretch as well, because Shadow King can also be a psychic type. So good luck with that. So this one is really tough, I'll be honest. If you're trying to find 3 Pokemon to take on all 7 of these, this one will be tough. So that's why I went with Machamp. So let's take a look at my Machamp real quick, the one that I got in here. So I got this one in here, which don't have Rock Slide, but it have Payback, so it's fine. Okay, so my main plan is to probably use the Togekiss against the Aerodactyl since they have Ancient Power. So that was my thinking there. So what we're gonna do now is, oh guys, I hope that ain't copyright music I'm hearing. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna play the battle and we're gonna show you how it goes down with that lineup. All right, so here we go. We got the battle against Cliff as they are screaming like crazy over there with the fans as well. There's the Aerodactyl against my Lucario. So again, we want the shields gone, but there's a problem here. Aerodactyl does a lot of damage. Even though it's not super effective, it does a lot of damage. So I kind of miscalculated that, but nevertheless, I'm still rolling with this Scribe right here. So again, Power Punch to get the shield off, and then I won't get another shield off, unfortunately, because that Aerodactyl is way too strong. There with me. And not to mention, I wasn't paying attention. I should have got a second Power Punch off right there. So I had to bring in the Togekiss right here, and he still got a shield. So this is going to be a tough battle right here. So at this point, I'm farming him down right now. And there it is right there. So the Aerodactyl's down. Surprised he didn't get a charge move off with that thing. And there's the Cordeli. The Lucario would have been great against this thing. So I brought in the Machamp. So the Machamp is now in. The Cordeli just standing still for like 2 seconds. And then he started attacking, and I'm like, okay, let's get the shield out the way. So we used a dynamic punch, and he's gonna shield this. That's why I'm not tapping on any of the bubbles, obviously. So there's that, and he goes sit still for like 2 seconds before it. There, yep, there's the attack. And now he used a charge move, which is great, because 1, I can shield it, and 2, more importantly, he's gonna sit still again for another 2 seconds, giving me the opportunity to, 1, get more energy, and 2, defeat him within these seconds right here. Bam, there you go right there. Now his last Pokemon is the Mamoswine, which is great. So that means I don't need to bring out Togekiss against this. And I think I got 2 dynamic punches ready to go, and I'm using one of them right here. So here's the first dynamic punch, and then boom, it did that much damage. And I got another one, you know, just in case. And yeah, I used it. I could have farmed down, to be honest, but I used it. So even though my Lucario fainted before I was able to get Cliff to use his second shield, it still works out. It still works out. Not to mention, my Lucario is not powered up to the max, by the way. I think it's like CP of 26 or something like that. So I need to, you know, get that up there as well. So there you go with that. We got done with Cliff in a battle, of course. And the shiny check is not shiny, thank goodness, because again, I already got one of these shiny already. So there you go with that. Now, there's one more lineup that we need to go through, and that would be Giovanni. This is arguably the easiest lineup to go through. As a matter of fact, should we do it right now? No, we ain't gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it in another scene. Let's go. So we got one more Team Go Rocket member to talk about, and that would be good old Giovanni right here. Now, I will not be taking part in the research. I will not be completing it at this moment in time because I don't want to shadow Regirock, I'll be honest. So I got 2 stacked up at the moment. I'm dead serious. So let's scroll on down real quick. Let's see what he's going to use. So obviously he's going to lead off with the person, which is obvious. You should see that coming. Now, here's where things going to get interesting as my phone was in landscape mode for some reason. He going to either lead off with Nidoking, Rhyperior, or Garchomp. And then he going to end up with Regirock. So, if I was you, now first of all, let's see what they recommend here. Machamp, Swampert, and Kyogre. Now, we're going to cross out Machamp and replace it with Lucario. Again, Lucario with the Power Punch will make Giovanni use both his shields. The person go to sit there for like 2 seconds, and then boom, you're done with the person. There's a gigantic bug next to the camera. I have no clue what that is. Now, after that, you can bring in the Swampert. The Swampert would do damage against the Nidoking, the Rhyperior, and the Regirock. Or if he bring in the Garchomp, bring in the Kyogre. Now, your Kyogre must have 2 charge moves. One of them being a water move, whether it's Surf or whatever the case may be, but the other one has to be Blizzard. It has to be Blizzard. So the Blizzard will knock out the Garchomp. That's the only thing. Now, if you don't want to do the double water scenario, you could bring in the ice type like a Mamoswine, an Articuno maybe, even though that's a bit of a risk with the Regirock in the back and the Rhyperior right there just in case. And maybe even the Nidoking as well. Maybe the Glaceon, but I would highly advise you to do a Kyogre or a water type Pokemon that also know a ice move. So that's what I would recommend for you guys right there. That's why I said Lucario, Swampert, and Kyogre that knows Blizzard and a second move that is water. So it's Surf or whatever the case may be, and that bug is gone, thank goodness. Now, with that out the way, let's now go over here. Because we need to do, well, first of all, we need to get a stamp for today, for one. And we need to do this as well. So we're gonna grab a Neolego. I know there's a Arlo right here, but I'm not gonna battle it because again, that's not the priority for me. So I'm gonna grab a Neolego, this one actually, the 93% IV Neolego. And actually, I just wanna power it one more time, not twice. So that's done. And then I think I need to open up one more gift as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go into my friends list, bounce over here, and we're gonna open up Moon Pie's gifts, rather, and take that out the way. Boom, open 5 gifts is done. So now, we can claim all this up. I accidentally claimed that middle part. I think that was just Great Ball. So we got a Lure Module, 10 Ultra Balls, 1 Lucky Egg, and an encounter with Onyx that is not shiny. I'm not really concerned with that. So we're gonna go ahead and quick catch that. And then, this right here, let's see what this is. We got 3 Silver Pineapples, 3,000 XP, and an encounter with Carbink. There it is, our very first Carbink. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna obviously give it a pineapple and use Ultra Ball on it. We got the Great Throw, so that should be the catch. Oh God, really? This thing kicking out immediately. All right, same thing. That should be the catch. Let's see it. 1, 2, 3. We got it. We got Carbink in the Pokedex. So there's that, all right? Register to the Pokedex, blah, blah, blah. There we go. And let's see about those IVs. IVs are interestingly PvP worthy. You can't evolve it, obviously, because it don't have evolution. So we got Carbink now. So there you go with that. And let me see, anything else? No, that's it for that for the time being. Now, what I will say is this. Let's talk about Miami. So, Miami, nice place. Got sights and sounds, obviously. You can probably hear that music. I don't know, hopefully you can't. But if you're going to Miami, it's got to be for a pure vacation. It can't be for Pokemon Go. Unless more of your friends play Pokemon Go. Because there's a lot of Pokestops here. So this is Miami Beach right here. This is the strip right here. So there's a lot of Pokestops. There's gyms here. So you can play here. But if your friends who you're going to Miami with are not playing Pokemon Go, then there's no point because there's not a lot of people here playing Pokemon Go like that. So if you're going here, it better be with your Pokemon Go friends for the sole purpose of playing Pokemon Go, and you got to have lots of money because these restaurants, they like to charge, gratuity in the bill and a service fee, and some of them did like a third fee, and then of course you got the taxes as well. So like, it's ridiculous. It's very, very ridiculous out here. So if you are a Pokemon Go player and you was wondering, and I think even Mr. Sepp said this, like this ain't the good spot to play Pokemon Go. So if you're wondering, yo, should I go to Miami and play Pokemon Go? If you have your friends, if you got the money, yeah, go ahead. Otherwise, no, don't do it. So that's my thoughts on Miami. So hopefully, well, by the time you watch this video, I will still be in Miami. And hopefully the day after I drop this video, I'll be back home because now I got another trip to prepare for, which will be on Thursday, which is funny. So I'm gonna call it a wrap. And with all that said, y'all know what this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Snip, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. Subscribe. Thanks, man. Do it. After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Lewis the trainer, articulating paint. With my tongue, I done things that people said I can't. Now they rank 'em with the elite, but it's for the people, and victory is part of defeat. Cause when you get back on your feet, then you try again. Learn from mistakes, show 'em that I got what it takes, and I'm dying to win. I'ma hit and move away.